So just as with any profession, the CS professional relies heavily these days on having the right technology in place to support the work they do. So selecting and maintaining the right technology systems is vital to the health of the CS function. And our first disaster in this area is misunderstanding your technology requirements. Alan, is this something you've encountered before? And if so, what's the impact on the CS team?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, and again, so I'm going to probably repeat myself a little bit here, but it's quite typical for I think what tends to happen with these early stage companies, there's a few well-known go-to platforms, and they tend to buy the wrong platform for their grade of tech. Mm-hmm. So, not every client we work with is enterprise level and needs like a really heavy duty kind of measurement platform. That not every company needs to be on Salesforce, for example, and so forth. But I think there is a tendency to go to a certain set of known providers that may not necessarily be applicable and probably at the right level for that company's stage of growth. So I think there's probably a lack of due diligence and research born out of a lack of resource and time to do that, quite possibly, around what needs to be acquired and how to kind of layer that technology into the business. But that probably leads into metrics as well, I guess, a little bit. Until companies are clear on what they need to measure, how do they then buy the right technology for that? So I think that's where the errors occur. So quite often we catch these companies and they seem to be in this continual flux of transitioning from different platforms. And then we'll pick up with them again a year down the line and they're doing the same. So it seems to be like this rolling pattern of switching out different tech stacks to find the right one over quite a long period of time before they nail down what the correct tech stack looks like for them.
Sounds very frustrating. Prithvi, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so this is, right, my bread and butter. So
buy Smart Carrot, yeah?
The simple answer is you should look at Smart Carrot. So, but jokes aside, I think completely agree with Alan. So I'll be the first person to admit Smart Carrot may not be the best solution for all organizations. I mean, there has to be a fitment on what they need, what it stands for, and the alignment we mentioned is trickles down to technology as well. I think a lot of people make the mistake of not understanding that there are different personas and different users of the CS platform itself. So if you look at it from a lens of the C-suite, all you will require are dashboards and stuff like that, which the operator does not need at all. But you need those, obviously, because you have to roll up and do that. So somebody needs it. Somebody else needs something else. So the right technology is really finding out the balance, whether it's a single tool, multiple tool, or you get one which sort of does justice to all, but clearly figuring out which roles sort of require what type of help, because it's a complex situation. We do not want another complexity added to it that now nobody can figure out what the hell is going on in the system. The job of technology is to make it simpler, not more complex. So that's where I think the answer lies. You figure out who are going to be using it, for what purposes, and what help they need to make their day-to-day lives better. And you'll probably make a better choice of technology.
Yeah, getting to simple usually requires a lot of complex thinking and planning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rick, what are your thoughts on this topic?
Great point you made there, Peter. I remember speccing an application that we were building from scratch, and the guy that I was working with, he had a quote which was making it more complicated in order to make it more simple, and that is exactly what IT does, right? I mean, the IT becomes more and more complicated to make us, the user of that IT, give us a more simple life. That's kind of what it is and does. So as it becomes better, it naturally becomes more complicated in order to simplify our lives. And there's this, if you like, this sort of logical movement from the original type of platform for whatever that might just give us raw data, but we've still got to work out and interpret what it means, through to something that maybe does interpret a little bit of meaning, to ultimately to something that then applies artificial intelligence to it and projects into the future what the results will be if we don't make a change to it, and actually then the fully automated one that then actually goes right ahead and does the things that need to be done. So all of that, we're on that journey. And I think it's a really, really exciting one. And of course, anybody who says customer success doesn't need the right IT is being ridiculous. There is no professional job these days that doesn't require, you've got to have the right tools for the job, whether you're a builder or a plumber or a mechanic or a customer success manager.